Hi, everybody. Greetings to anyone who this is the first time you've ever seen one of my videos. Um, if you are a new person and you like it at the end, make sure to hit the subscribe button and a thumbs up, or enter any comments that you have. If you'd like to add something to what I said, or present some other viewpoint, that's great. Um, I will respond to your comments in the chat. Uh, Today, basically every day, there's kind of a little bit of maybe some guided meditation and some inspiration for the day. So today is October something, the end of October, and let me look a second. October 28th. Um, and the moon is just come back down from full, and it's going to start heading into the final 7 days very shortly of its waning down into nothing. So during this time is the time to finish up tasks along with the moon as it finishes its cycle, and set and to get rid of old behavior patterns that are not really serving the betterment of yourself. Let's talk in first person. I'll talk about me, and you can apply it to whatever's true for you, to yourself, instead of me sitting here saying, oh, you should do this and you should do that. Um, People really don't want to be told what they should do, because inside of them, somehow they know already what they should do. Somehow I know there's an inner guidance inside of me that if I'm in a very good place to be able to listen and to be able to hear and follow my inner guidance, it usually things work out a lot better. The problem is, a lot of times I hear the inner guidance, but then I don't follow it. It seems too easy. It seems too obvious. But this time I did. I had a little illness, I guess last week or beginning of this week, and like a flu. And other people had it, and I was observing the symptoms. So when I got it, um, I always beef up the vitamin C a little bit, and um, cut out some food things that might cause me to already have problems in those areas. It was sinus and breathing, that kind of thing. So there are foods that will make you more congested, or that you might have slight allergies to, that you go ahead and eat anyway because you love them. I cut those out to kind of like alleviate the stress on that part of my body, and I actually started taking antihistamines. I never take antihistamines unless I have like some kind of breakout of some allergic reaction, which I rarely have, and if ever. And so I still had a bunch that were like 3 years old sitting in the medicine cabinet, and I said, well, who cares? The expiration, it's sealed really, really well. It should still work. So I took one, and it worked. I was able to breathe all night long, stop the running, of the nasals and all that. And so during the course of this virus, I took it one per day because it was a 24-hour antihistamine. And the virus didn't become bacterial. It did not gain a foothold or cause another problem to develop, which in most people it does. You'll go from the virus to a bacterial infection, and then that doesn't get better. You got to take antibiotics and blah, blah, blah. Becomes a 2-week ordeal. The idea is these viruses don't really affect you longer than 3 days, is to get on top of them right away, and not let it cause a secondary infection. So I managed to do that, and yeah, it feels a little weird. The virus makes you feel weird and stuff, but preventing all that congestion prevented any of those areas from getting is secondary bacterial infection. So that's just one example how guidance can help you. And unless you have experience, though, in some of these medical things, it's hard to even know what to do for yourself, because half of us don't even know the difference between a bacteria and a virus and a fungus and some of the other hybrid things that are out there. And what they're capable of doing and not doing, and how you can, make it through an outbreak of any particular thing. But there is a lot of knowledge out there, and there are helpers. So if you don't know, if I don't know, I go and look for somebody who does, or who has been through it, or a society or support group or something. But that's what's great about being online, is that we can find everything at the touch of our fingertips, on our phone pads or our computers. So let's take nice deep breaths in through your nose if you can, and out through your mouth with the exhalation like a sigh. It's still not all clear, but that's because I ate a bunch of candy last night because it's Halloween. And so, they have candy that you never see until Halloween. So it's, I don't know what I'm getting unless I try it. So I had to try every kind in the bag. So this time of the month, I'm going to breathe in the strength, and breathe in the determination, and breathe in the power. Breathe in the desire to improve, to not stay in the same place, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and in every way. Breathe in the renewal of each cell, surrounding it with light and energy and love. Each cell in our bodies begins to pulsate and radiate with that loving, healing, wholeness that is ourselves, that is our eternal nature. And with the exhalation, we let go of the toxins, we let go of the negativity, the fears, the lower vibrations that are no longer serving us for our greater good, that are no longer helping us to raise our level to a higher level of awareness of the all of which we are. We breathe in that knowing that we were born with, and exhale all that learning that made us unknow who we are. We breathe in the perfection of the Creator that we are. We breathe out the judgments that we are less than, not good enough. Breathe in the knowing that we're created in this body at this time for a purpose that is good. Exhale the clinging to that situation as a reality and a fact, knowing as we breathe in that we are not limited to the awareness of this body alone. That we have the awareness of everybody. When we live in the perception of the all, we have the awareness of everybody. And we're not limited to the 5 senses contained in this body and our feelings and maybe our 6th sense. There are hundreds of other senses in the spiritual world upon which we gain access. As we breathe in, we claim that access to the higher realms of thought and understanding and knowing and feeling. And we begin to feel and see the world around us differently. Keep breathing. It really helps if you have a mirror or a camera on your computer where you can monitor your breathing and your face. From the physical realm, we can trick, so to speak, the mental realm, the brain that tells us what to do with our body. Well, we can tell it what to do by smiling and putting on a face of bliss, by putting on the face of God. We can fool the brain into believing that awareness has already happened for us, that we are in a state of bliss, and that we are happy. So use these tools. Try to lift every being that you come in contact with by putting on the face that will make them happy to look at, that will lift them to look at you, that will make them want to engage with you. And why is this? Because when we forget, it's lazy. We let our face drop, and people see us and their hearts drop. Their thoughts are not raised. They're not encouraged. They don't have hope. They don't feel happy. So my work this week is to put on a happy face while the moon is descending and energy is actually getting lower. Put on a happy face and try to make decisions every moment that are beneficial for my body, my mind, my soul, my spirit, and for the world. Decisions about whether to capture that spider and put it outside or just kill it. Decisions about whether the feelings of other living creatures matter to me or don't matter to me. They all matter to me, and I do what I can. I do what I reasonably can, because I am on a schedule. I can't stop for every turtle that I see on the side of the road to help it cross the highway. But I can love it and bless it and see somebody else being able to stop and help it and gain from that experience. And yes, there are my share that I will stop and help. But again, each of us has to take care of our corporeal needs first in order to survive in this world. And therefore, there's a certain amount of time having to be spent on that, and that schedule per day that we have to spend doing those things. But meanwhile, 100% of the day we can hold in thought the intention. So right now I hold in thought the intention to do good and to raise the vibration of mankind and this planet through my own power, through myself. And I can say, channeling the love of God, channeling the light of God, channeling the Christ, channeling the Buddha, channeling the all the other enlightened energies or beings that one has awareness of or gives names to. Archangels, and whatever it is that you're into, your Wicca or your pagan entities or symbols, um, and of course the big three: the Christianity, the Judaism, and the Islam. But I would say Buddhism is just as big. So is Hinduism. So and let's just know that all of these things are talking about the one source and in its different manifestations. And that one source is also me. Until I step in and take responsibility for having created this world, until I take responsibility for everything that's going on in it, I'm giving my power away. I'm not saying that every single one of us don't play the most important part in the whole world. It's true. Whatever's true for me is true for you. Because we are an inseparable part of one another. We are an inseparable part of the whole. So breathe in, knowing that everything's okay, even if I'm losing this body, which I have been on the verge of doing many, many times in my life, that it's all good. And if you cannot truly believe and know that it's all good, even after the repeated examples that you've received in your life, then use faith above reason. And go happily and joyfully into your next experience, still trying, even on your deathbed, to cheer everybody else up, to make people laugh, to show them that nothing is wrong, that there is nothing that matters to make you sad and to make you unhappy. There's no reason for any of that. We should always be in gratitude and joy and thankfulness and happiness for our ability to co-create and to help and to experience the fullness of creation. Now, through these bodies is, I guess, a gift because we get to feel things in a different way than in the totally spiritual world, but everything's created by spirit, by God. So this is a spiritual world too. And the more that we get in touch with our spiritual senses and our awareness and our power within, the more we will see that this world is as easy to change and manipulate as things that are not material. Yeah, the material takes longer in our sense of time that we're perceiving right now, because you have to gather things together and they all have to manifest. But at a certain level of spirituality, everything's instantaneous and it doesn't take massive amounts of time. I'm not there yet. And I don't care. It doesn't matter to me when I will be there. The matter is that I need to keep working. I need to not wallow in laziness, complacency, lethargy, of self-pity, despair, hatred, all that stuff. No, your work is to stay happy, be happy, and cheer everybody up around you, no matter what. So with that, we have our work. Let's do this. Together we can do it. I have faith in you, and I believe in you as I believe in God, as I believe in myself. And here we go. Oh, I didn't mean to stop y'all. Here we go. I love you. Awesome day. You are blessed. We are blessed. Together we can do this. Bye.